Yo, what is up guys, my name is AFC Udinho. Now we're at the third round of Ravens tournament. If you haven't seen the other two battles, I'll put a link down into the description. But for now we're up against Steve WW. Steve is a member from my guild, a good friend, and he also won multiple tournaments in the past. So we can definitely expect a good battle right here. And I'm gonna give my Steve the love, good luck, have fun, and this will definitely be fun. So let's click the start button and let's go. Go! Okay, Steve running a very hyper offensive team like most times. I often plays with the guard jump Gyarados core, but I think that I should probably lead off with my Gyarados, since Gyarados beats his guard jump, his scissor, and his Mamoswine, and then he might try to go with Mamoswine and try to get up the stealth rocks. So I'm gonna lead off with my Gyarados as he does lead with his Raikou. So Steve in a really good position right here, but he is not out of the woods yet because I have my Mamoswine. And he could also predict me to go into the Umbreon, but I'm gonna go into Mamoswine. Mamoswine is at full HP, and I don't think he's the type of player that really predicts on the first turn, over predicts on the first turn. So he will. I'm pretty sure there will be coming a electric attack right here. Okay, let's see it. Let's see it, boys. Let's see it. Let's go for the Volt Switch. And he will most likely bring in his Gyarados, predicting me to Earthquake. But I think going for the Stealth Rocks will give me more value than going for Icicle Crash. Because after the Intimidate, my Icicle Crash won't do too much to the Gyarados if he does bring it in. And yeah, Stealth Rocks really gives me much more value. Stealth Rocks will also pressure the Scizor to defog or the Starmie to Rapid Spin. So let's see what happens. He brings in his Gyarados, and now I just want to switch out into my Clefable. I'm not sure what he will do now. He might go straight for the Waterfall. He might try to get up a Dragon Dance because he does have me intimidated. Does go for the Dragon Dance, and now I'm just gonna go straight for the Thunderbolt. Guys, you do not want to mess around with a +1 Gyarados. He might also think that I have Thunderbolt, but he could also be fearing the Thunder Wave. There are a lot of mind games in this situation. Guys, if Clefable doesn't have if it doesn't have T-Bolt, then Gyarados can beat it, but if it's unaware, Gyarados cannot beat it. Thunderbolt, huh? Let's be honest to Steve. Let's tell him the truth. And now I'm curious to see what he's gonna do. At least I told him the truth. So you guys cannot call me a liar. I'm not gonna lie to my boy Steve. Come on. So he does go for the Waterfall, and it doesn't flinch me, so I get off the T-Bolt. And Gyarados is pretty much in Ice Shard range. So if he does flinch my Clefable, I can still kill him with the Ice Shard. But yeah, I'm still gonna stay in because I want this threat gone. So he does stay in, he dies to my Moonblast. The reason why I went for Moonblast right there was because it hits his whole team. Just in case he switches to Mamoswine for some reason, trying to get up the Stealth Rocks. I don't know. Now, Guard Jump is probably gonna come in. I don't think he brings in Scissor because of my Magnezone, because U-turn is not killing me. Or he might bring in his Raikou. But if he brings in a Raikou, the mind game starts again, because I still have my Mamoswine at full HP, and I also have my Umbreon. So yeah, Raikou does come out, takes the Stealth Rocks damage, which is important because I need chip damage on this Raikou, because Raikou outspeeds my whole team. So I need to get as much damage on it as possible to kill it with the Ice Shard from my Mamoswine. And potentially Bullet Punch from Scizor. But yeah, I'm just gonna bring in my Umbreon, because he's most likely gonna go for the Shadow Ball, since Shadow Ball will kill Clefable and it also hits Mamoswine. He's not really in a position to overpredict right there. So he does go for Shadow Ball, and now I can get off a Pursuit, because he's not gonna stay in. He's locked into Shadow Ball. That was definitely choice specs. And after this Pursuit, I get some more chip damage off. And remember, Stealth Rocks are still up, so if he does ever come back in again without removing my rocks, he even takes more damage. So now Scizor comes in. And like the previous game, a defensive Scizor is always a pivot for an opposing Scizor. This Scizor could still be his Defogger. His Starmie might be 4 attacks or 3 attacks and recover. So let's see. His Scizor should not be able to touch my Scizor, and he cannot set up because of my Magnezone. So U-turn comes out, and that is definitely a offensive Scizor, because that U-turn did more than a defensive Scizor would do. And what can he really bring in to beat my Scizor? I guess his Garchomp, because his Garchomp has to run a fire coverage move, because his team does otherwise lose to Scizor if Gyarados ever goes down. So I'm gonna expect a Fire Blast, and he might even go for Earthquake, so I'm bringing in my Gyarados. And if he does go for Swords Dance, he will only be at +1 because of my Intimidate, and my Gyarados is at full HP. So I think Gyarados should live a +1 Dragon Claw, right? He does go for the Swords Dance. Does it live it? It has to live. Gyarados is pretty bulky. Because for Dragon Claw, it actually knocks me out. Is that an Adamant Garchomp? Is that an Adamant Garchomp? Damn. I'm gonna calc this after the game. But yeah, now I'm gonna bring in my Mamoswine. I'm not gonna play around with this Garchomp. I'm just gonna press Ice Shard. I think his Starmie is also a offensive Starmie, so if he does go Starmie, that will get some nice chip damage. If he goes Scizor, I can bring in my own Scizor again. Anyway, if he does switch now, something will take Stealth Rocks damage plus Ice Shard damage. And if he stays in, I don't know if Garchomp lives this, but he will definitely die to his own Life Orb after his attack if he does stay in. Okay, he does switch out, he does go into Starmie, takes some Stealth Rocks damage, and now I go for Ice Shard. Ice Shard does some nice chip damage. And yeah, I'm gonna bring in my Umbreon, because he will most likely go for Hydro Pump here. And this Hydro Pump will do a lot, because it is combined with the Analytic. And for the people who do not know what Analytic is, look at this. Almost half of my HP. If the Pokemon with the Analytic ability attacks second, the attack gets boosted by 30%. So if the opposing Pokemon switches, the Starmie will attack second, which means the attack gets boosted. But yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna wish Starmie cannot kill me from there, even with the crit, because he doesn't get the Analytic boost. So Hydro Pump comes out, I get to go for the Pursuit now, and I get the healing with the Wish. Now I'm just gonna go for the Wish again, because he might expect me to Pursuit again. So he does go for Hydro Pump. And now I can just go for Pursuit. Whether he stays in or switches out, Starmie will die. I guess at this point he has to hope that I do not go for the pursuit, but I really have no reason to not go for the pursuit right here. So he does switch out, pursuit kills it, and he did get rid of my stealth drugs, but it did cost his star me without me losing anything. I didn't even lose health on my Umbreon, look at that. So Scissor does come in, and again I'm gonna bring in my own Scissor against his offensive Scissor. His Starmie showed Rapid Spin, so this is definitely a Sword Stance Scissor. So he does go for the Sword Stance. My Scissor is almost at full HP, but I'm gonna go for the U-turn. If he stays in, I can get a kill with Magnezone, and if he U-turns, something will take the U-turn damage, and I get the initiative by switching in a counter. Raikou comes in, and Raikou will take a lot of damage from this U-turn, basically putting him in range of pursuit from my Umbreon. I could also go into Mamoswine, go for Ice Shard, but then he can switch and keep this Raikou alive. And if I go Umbreon, then this Raikou is guaranteed dead. And if he, cause me going for pursuit means that if he switches, he dies, but if he stays in, pursuit will do enough damage to knock it out from the percentage he is currently at. So I think Umbreon is really the play I should make, because Umbreon also kind of forces his Mamoswine, not Mamoswine. If I go Mamoswine, he might bring in his own Mamoswine, and I want his Garchomp or his Scissor in the field. So yeah, I'm gonna stand with my play. I'm gonna bring in Umbreon. This will force Scissor or Garchomp to come in, so I can just go for pursuit. And yeah, whether he switches or stays in, Raikou will die, and the damage he can put off on my Umbreon doesn't really matter, because even after that damage, Earthquake from Garchomp will not kill me. I'm really curious to see what he does, because there's no way he's clicking Shadow Ball at that point. Yeah, I was switching out, because if he went for the electric attack, well, I would have gone into a Mamoswine, then I would have also gotten a free kill. So that's why he maybe switched out. But now I'm just gonna press Toxic. Garchomp cannot kill me from here, and if he Sword Stance, it doesn't really matter. Basically, if I miss, I can still kill him with my Mamoswine with Ice Shard, and even if that doesn't kill him, at least it puts him in range of Bullet Punch. All I need now is this Garchomp to die, then my Scissor and Magnezone will win the game. And if I do connect this Toxic, then I can stall this Garchomp. I can Toxic stall this Garchomp. So Toxic does come out, and it does connect. Now I can just press Protect. He might switch into Scissor, as he does switch into Scissor, but like always, I can just bring in my own Scissor. But first I'm gonna Protect. Nah, I'm just gonna bring in my Scissor. I do not need the extra health on my Umbreon. What was I thinking, man? What was I thinking there? I do not need the extra health. Umbreon is not gonna win the game. Let's go for U-turn on my Scissor. I do need to get a Roost up later, because if his Mamoswine is adamant, he can kill me from that point. But yeah, he goes into his Garchomp, and now I'm just gonna sack my Clefable. That's why I kept my Clefable alive for a potential sack on the Garchomp later. He goes for Sword Stance, but it doesn't really matter, because after this poison damage, he will be in range of Bullet Punch, especially after a Life Orb recoil. Combined with poison, he will be in range of Bullet Punch from my Scissor. And the reason I'm going Scissor over Mamoswine is because I will get leftovers recovery at the end of this turn, and every bit of recovery will help against the Mamoswine. And it really doesn't matter if he switches out into his Scissor, predicting me to Bullet Punch, because if he goes into Scissor I can go for Roost. So Bullet Punch is really my only play right there. Yeah, I do respect people who are playing hyper offensive though, because hyper offensive really takes a lot of skill. Because if one thing doesn't go your way, you're pretty much screwed for the game. That's why I like to watch hyper offensive versus hyper offensive. Those games are really fast and with a lot of predictions, because you have to make plays when you're playing hyper offensive. He does go into his Scissor, so I can just Roost there. Scissor is basically gonna win the game right now. My Scissor at least. I can just Roost, and even if he Swords Dances 6 times, my Magnezone didn't touch the field yet. So he's at full HP, and a +6 Bullet Punch is still not gonna kill my Magnezone. Because Magnezone also 4 times resists the Steel type attack. And my Magnezone is faster, so he doesn't have to tank the U-turn if he does go for it. And yeah, Garchomp is not gonna beat my Scissor anymore. So he does go for Bullet Punch. He might, maybe because he wanted to get the chip damage off so that Mamoswine could kill it. But now my Scissor is at full HP, and that is pretty much the game, because now I can just U-turn, and whatever he does, he stays in. That means I can just bring in my Magnezone. If he went into Garchomp, Garchomp would have died. Now I knock it out with the Hidden Power Fire. And whether he brings in Garchomp or Mamoswine, it doesn't matter, because I'm just gonna sack my Magnezone and then bring in my Scissor. So I call it GG. Good game, Steve. I really like this game. That's why I like playing against hyper offensive too. Because I always try to make plays. And when you're playing against hyper offensive, your opponent will also try to make plays. Or at least you're trying to make things happen. I'm not always trying to make big dick plays, but I will try to make things happen. But yeah, his Mamoswine will not one-hit KO me even with a crit, and my Bullet Punch will definitely 2-hit KO Mamoswine. So that's basically the game. I hope you guys like this battle. If you did, hit that like button. And with questions, again, leave them down below. Also make sure to hit and smash that subscribe button. But for now, if you want to watch the 4th round of this tournament, click that pop-up right there. I'm really battling some names right now, man.